Hello, it's Average Row, and welcome to Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. It's a cliche at this point, but I could not be more excited to finally have made it to this point. And yes, I say made it to this point because we have played through Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition for the first time. You can check that out on my YouTube channel if you haven't already. We had so much fun in that game. I loved all the changes, and I can't wait to see what Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition has in store. Like I just mentioned, I have played through this trilogy, this wonderful, wonderful trilogy, several times, but this is my first time playing through the trilogy in its Legendary Edition form. We have just made it to Mass Effect 2, and we are a Paragon, FemShep, Vanguard Commander Shepard. So that is a combination I don't believe I have ever done until this playthrough of the Legendary Edition. So again, we've been having lots of fun with it. Again, just like I mentioned at the beginning of my Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition playthrough, I kind of just wanted to do a more standard or typical playthrough of the trilogy for my first time experiencing the Legendary Edition. But at the same time, I have played through this several times, and I wanted something a little bit new and fresh, so I decided to try my hand at what I am calling a clone Shepard run. I don't know if I'm the first one to ever come up with it, but for me personally, I've never heard of it before. I try to do as poorly as possible. I do as minimally as possible throughout the entire trilogy while still trying to make it to the final decision of Mass Effect 3. And there's a YouTube channel playlist I made of my current run-through with that. I don't prioritize it compared to my fresh playthrough because my Clone Shepard run does not have my fresh reactions. You can find my fresh reactions to the Legendary Edition in this playthrough. But again, I'm also having a lot of fun with the Clone Shepard run, and that is broadcasted live on my Twitch channel at AVGRO, and I also upload all of those sessions onto YouTube as well in its own playlist. You can find that on my channel. But yeah, with all of that said, guys, this is it. It's Mass Effect 2, a lot of people's favorites of the trilogy, and let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, we got the iconic loading screen looking crisp in its Legendary Edition form. I guess they figured this loading screen would be better than just nothing moving for a mass relay. No music, weirdly enough. But there is the music. I'm gonna let this run, just like I did in the first game. Because, just for a little bit, not the entire thing, because the Suicide Mission piece of soundtrack is just so freaking good. It's probably my favorite soundtrack in the entire trilogy for me personally, just because it's just so epic, so intense, and it already cues new players into that this is gonna be different. You know what I mean? It's gonna be more action-packed, better cinematic experience, and it definitely delivers, in my opinion. And the main menu also looks really good too. It's like pretty much the same, but it's slightly different, just like with the first Legendary Edition game. I guess I can take this moment to talk more specifically about what to expect from my Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition run. I mean, like I mentioned previously, we are a Paragon, FemShep, Vanguard, and we're going to be as thorough as possible. I do have a list of things I want to get through, and you know, this does come with all of the DLC missions, so we'll be enjoying all of that. The Normandy crash site, not Liara, Kasumi and Zaid, as well as the Overlord DLC, Firewalker, all that stuff. I don't know if I'm forgetting. Oh, Arrival. How could I forget Arrival? We'll be getting to all of that, as well as the wonderful characters and loyalty missions and recruitment missions that this game is famous for. I'm not sure if once we start this, we're gonna be doing the Genesis comics. I can touch on that if it does it, but I hope it doesn't. Personally, I hope you get to like pick, but if it does, that's okay. And also this episode we'll also be obviously doing character creation as well as the intro level where the Normandy gets toasted and we wake up on the Cerberus facility. And if we have time, I might do Freedom's Progress as well. We'll just have to see how we're doing on time. But yeah, that's really it, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into Mass Effect 2. Okay, I'm excited to see how the data transfer works. So hopefully it's very streamlined, because again, that was a really big selling point for the Legendary Edition. I'll check out the extras. Let's just do options ahead of time. I definitely always turn motion blur and filigrane off. Okay, this is the gameplay options, which is really the most important part of the options section. We still have casual, normal, veteran, hardcore, and insanity unlocked right off the bat. Just like with my Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition, I'm just going to keep it on veteran. I had a lot of fun with veteran. It was more challenging, obviously, but we didn't have too many problems. I mean, there was like a part or two where we died a few times, but it hit that sweet spot. It was just engaging and challenging enough, or it was just challenging enough to where it's like engaging and not a cakewalk, but it wasn't so challenging that we just get caught up on parts that, you know, we honestly already know what happens and things like that, since, you know, we are a veteran of this game. So I'll keep it on veteran. Had lots of fun with that. Auto level up definitely off. Squad power usage on. Subtitles on. There was no options for the legendary scaling. The legendary mode for level scaling. I don't know if that only applied to Mass Effect 1 because it had different scaling. But either way, we are just going to move on, because I just wanted to touch on that because the legendary mode really affected our playthrough, I feel, of Mass Effect 1. We just leveled up so freaking fast. And even in the Clone Shepherd run that I'm doing, it's on legendary mode as well. Like, we barely do any side missions, if at all, and we're still doing pretty good. So we'll see how the leveling progresses in Mass Effect 2, if it's noticeable or not. But I think that is it. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and head back to the main menu. We'll hit new game, import. Okay, yeah, so we haven't beat it with Clone Shepherd yet, so he's obviously not going to show up. But we are level 55 with our Jane Shepherd playthrough, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty easy. I really like that. On PC, I don't know about anybody else, but we had to like go into this whole configuration thing. And it was really, really tedious task, but it is very much streamlined. So kudos to BioWare and their Legendary Edition. But we just did this, so let's go ahead and check this out. 55, Vanguard, Paragon, Rex survived, yep. Caden was sacrificed, rest in peace, my homie. Council was saved. And Udina was given the council seat. Pretty basic, let's go. Just in my gaming experience, I think of this game and Uncharted 2. Mass Effect 2 and Uncharted 2 as games that really took the cinematics to the next level in the first sequel of their respective trilogies. And it just starts off with a banger. You know what I mean?
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
This is looking
Still,
really good.
It's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending her to fight Geth. Geth! We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow her. She's a hero, a bloody icon. But she's just one woman. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose her.
The graphical improvements are not as noticeable in this game, in my opinion. I think that's just because Mass Effect 2 had better graphics than Mass Effect 1 anyway, but it still does look better. You know, Miranda looking as good as always. Yeah, I really like the Elusive Man more in Mass Effect 2. I feel like in Mass Effect 3, like, he served the purpose of the villain, you know, and he did a good enough job, but I was always more interested in the Reapers, you know. I feel like the fact that we didn't know or didn't learn more about the Elusive Man kind of took away from his impact, I feel like he was just relegated to, I'm the bad guy, I want to mess things up in Mass Effect 3. But in Mass Effect 2, he's much more interesting, for sure, at least in my opinion.
Board is green. We are running.
But we are now in our last moments with Normandy SR1 and Navigator Presley, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Presley. I love how they have like the ambient noise as well of Mass Effect 1 in the background, you know, because they wanted you to feel familiar, right? Like you've been here before. This is home, you know, but it's just gonna get wrecked, and you're like, oh my gosh, what is about to happen?
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Yeah, now it's replaced with that iconic collector's theme.
No way a Geth ship could possibly.
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers.
Presley, no.
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down. Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
Oh man. God, I can't get over it. Like the feeling I had when playing this for the first time, it's like this is not happening. You know what I mean? Like look at our baby, she's getting destroyed.
Shepard!
Did they fix it? They fixed it.
Ready for launch. Will the Alliance get here in time?
I don't know if you noticed, our hair looked different. It looked like the default hair, customizable hair skin for females. It didn't look like our, you know, default FemShep face hair. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making any sense. But also, I don't know if it was just my version of the game, but in the original version of Mass Effect 2, our hair would be sticking out. Like, it would be clipping through the helmet, but it wasn't doing that, so they fixed that. Thank goodness.
The Alliance won't abandon us. We just need to hold on. Get everyone onto the escape shuttles. Joker's still
I do like it when the Vermeer survivor is the one in this intro cutscene, because we only see them one other time. You know, if it's like Liara, I think it can either be the Vermeer survivor or Liara, and we see Liara eventually. You know what I mean? But I do prefer it when the Vermeer survivor is talking with us here.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttles. I'll take care of Joker. Commander, Ashley, go. Now. Aye, aye. Everybody in. Go, go, go!
Chakwas, stay safe. Oh, got torched. Rest in peace. Like it's that's it. That's it. That's the SR1. You know, it's just it's over. And you're like, well, what the heck do we do now? Our crew's gone? Like, this is the first freaking level? What the heck is going on? I love this intro level, man. Alright. Got the wheel for the first time.
Mayday! 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 This is Ensign
Oh.
Normandy.
See, there's the med bay.
We've suffered heavy damage from an unknown enemy.
Lovely elevator. Always use the staircase. The other staircase doesn't exist.
Together.
I love it. I love it. That's just so good. It's just like, you didn't get anything like this in the first game. And just right off the bat, you know this game's gonna be different, man. It's just gonna be different. It's gonna be another level. And we have made it, guys. I'm so freaking hyped for Mass Effect 2.
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
Come on, Jeff, get up.
Won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack.
mean, this ship dealt the final blow to Sovereign, a Reaper. You know, saving the galaxy. Not, you know, I think this was like pretty much only a few weeks after the main, or the first game ended. At least at this point. I know there's a time skip once we get spaced. But, yeah, now it's just getting destroyed by some unknown, you know, entity. Like, you can only assume it's a Reaper or something, but it looks nothing like anything you've seen before, so you're just like, no idea what's happening, no idea who's doing this or why this is happening, and it's only the first level. And now, okay, how are we supposed to get out of this? Like, our Shepherd is just floating in space? You know, like, this part, it hasn't aged well in the sense that a lot of people have started to, you know, question if it was necessary to have Commander Shepard, you know, spaced like this. They could have achieved the same effect on the narrative in a different way that wasn't so far-reaching. But I have never agreed with that standpoint. I've always felt like it fits, you know, and I just really enjoyed the intro level, and it really sets up this new, different, but still same sequel, you know, in an effective way. Never agreed with that standpoint. I've always felt like it fits, you know, and I just really enjoyed the intro level, and it really sets up this new, different, but still same sequel, you know, in an effective way. I've never agreed with that standpoint. I've always felt like it fits, you know, and I just really enjoyed the intro level, and it really sets up previous game and catch you up with the narrative in a very streamlined way. And B, it helped you implement key decisions in Mass Effect 1 for your Mass Effect 2 playthrough, you know? But since we imported our character, it already knows we saved Rex, saved the Council, saved the Rachni Queen, right? But for people who didn't play Mass Effect 1, this comic allowed them to say, oh, I did save, quote-unquote, Rex, did save the Rachni Queen, or killed the Rachni Queen, or whatever, so that, you know, they set up their Mass Effect 2 playthrough. But, like I said, we played Mass Effect 1. I am gonna look through this comic. I know I said I hope it's not mandatory, but that was mainly because on future playthroughs I didn't want to have to sit through it every single time I played Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition, you know what I mean? But since this is our first time and I want to experience every piece of content I can, I am going to be going through the comic. If you are one of those adamant Genesis interactive comic haters, you can feel free to skip through this part, but I'm just going to go ahead and check it out. And I really like Jennifer Hale's voiceover of this as well.
Just another routine.
It gives me that mission, or not mission, that feeling of, so I guess you're wondering how I found myself in this situation, or I guess you're wondering how I got here. You know what I mean? It feels just very on the nose, and it doesn't quite fit. You know, it always feels out of place to me, but it's a necessary thing. Like a lot of games like this where, you know, progress carries through entries in the trilogy, a lot of them wouldn't have gone to the effort to make something like this. They would have just given you a default, you know, set of decisions or choices. And that's kind of how it was. I don't think Genesis came out on release. You know what I mean?
I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Alenko.
Looks nothing like Caden, but okay.
By the book, with a talent for biotics.
I'm gonna skip through this. Yeah, we ran into Ashley, just to kind of give you guys the visuals. If you want to see the unskipped through, unabridged version, then you can look it up. It's on YouTube, and it's interesting the first time you go through it, but every subsequent time it's like, okay, I've been here already.
We followed the path of destruction to an artifact.
And the illustrations are really nice. I feel really cool. They don't really look like Mass Effect. You know, like the characters don't really. It's a different art style, but it's the same game.
By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel. Anderson came along. So did Udina.
Yeah, really like it.
Political representative.
Looks really nice.
The Eden Prime massacre was a Turian
Okay.
named Saren. But even Udina's point
Udina
was
pissed
they needed
off.
proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search.
Right, so do we see the new
Garrus,
people?
another Turian, wanted
He's
help.
very green for some reason.
Agent for Citadel security. Despite orders, the fugitive turned out to
Rex
be a
looking
Valorian
ripped.
named Tally. A
Tally looks pretty much the same.
for hacking
I
she
love the music.
procured
I'll really miss the Mass
information.
Effect 1 music. I really will. I really like the
Proved
Mass Effect 1
Saren's
soundtrack.
guilty. Tally's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden. Saren was trying to find a way to bring these Reapers.
Okay.
I couldn't convince
Skipping
the
through,
council
skipping
that
through.
Reapers worth. My first task: bring
Yeah,
down
first
Saren.
Human Spectre.
Anderson decided
Really
to stay
iconic
behind,
moment.
giving up his ship. Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and like most Asari,
Embrace
she
eternity.
is intelligent. Liara was able to help me decipher. Caden was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander,
Ooh, I wonder if it'll touch on our
potential to interfere.
romance that, because we did romance Caden, but we also did sacrifice
the
him.
better part of valor and kept my focus on our goal, finding Saren.
See, a lot of these sections would be different depending on your playthrough. You know what I mean?
Saren had taken her to Novaria, where he'd enslaved the queen of a dangerous race of insects. Queen's drones were everywhere.
See, we did get Liara first, but we went to Pharos next. But I did mention, I do believe that Novaria, gameplay-wise, is better to do
with the
first,
information.
but not narrative-wise. I feel like narrative-wise, it makes more sense to save it for before Vermeer.
He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills, and I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni queen to deal with.
So then it pauses right before this because it has to check what you decided.
Terrorized the galaxy before. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
Entire species.
Couldn't get her.
Lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places.
On to
to
Vermeer. Oh, it didn't even touch on
track me
Pharos?
down at his base on Vermeer.
Huh. Yeah, see, that's why, like, I even mentioned in my previous, in the Mass Effect 1 playthrough, like, I've always felt Pharos wasn't as impactful on the narrative as Novaria was.
Found a cure for
You know,
Tenno's
because the
base.
Thorian doesn't even come back, unlike the Rachni
Organ to
Queen.
prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. I had to destroy the base and all its
He looks so strange in that picture.
Rex disagreed. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people.
He looks better there, though.
Tried to convince Fortunately,
And then here, we were able to talk him down.
He
Yep.
realized this wasn't. When we finally got to the center of the base,
I did not take Ashley and Caden with me
was to completing his plan.
when we talked to
It spoke
Sovereign
to
for
me.
the first time. Such an iconic moment. Probably one of, if not my favorite moment in the trilogy.
It wanted me dead. It wanted us all, but there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew
Yep,
before
had to
we could
get out of there. Short boss fight with Saren.
the Reaper. And Saren, before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad
Yep,
mates.
we had to choose.
But it wasn't.
If you really want my true thoughts on the Vermeer sacrifice, check out my Mass Effect squad mate tier list video I made a while ago. I really go in depth when talking about Caden, why I prefer sacrificing Caden on Vermeer. But I always sacrifice
I
Caden.
knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased
Rest in
Saren and
peace,
his army
my
to
love.
a long-lost planet that
Jane Shepard loved you. But we had to do what we had to do.
what we knew would be a desperate fight. I spoke to my crew. I'd never tell anyone, but I had my
I think here it touches on like your night with your romance if
Caden
they
behind
survived, and
and
you
hard
got
to
like the
resolve.
Paramore achievement, and you know had the romance scene with whoever you chose to romance. But
how many more friends and allies
we did not get to do that.
sacrifice in order to
Sad
stop
face,
Saren.
because we chose to blow up our,
Arrived on
our
Islands
romance
behind
option.
Saren. Once on the planet, the Reapers
Ilos and Vigil, love it.
Protheans had fought and
Such a
died like
great
the
level,
species
man.
before. Saren knew this.
My favorite level in the
Lead
first
his
game for
army to
sure.
take control of the Citadel. We followed him to the Citadel. It was
What is Garrus doing?
It
What is you can't even dual wield pistols like Tally. You don't have that training. And Garrus, like, what are you doing, man?
enough strength to take back.
Oh man.
But Saren was done running, and I was
Got
done
Saren.
chasing him.
And Liara's just like, you
The
know,
Alliance
got like a Miranda booty shot going
The
on.
Citadel. I cornered the turret.
Doesn't even have any armor on.
And confronted him.
Would have been really cool if they remembered who you took to these specific moments, but that would be just way too much, you know, because they'd have to have all those illustrations and all those checks just for this interactive comic that's completely optional.
The council was aboard the Destiny.
Yep, and then we saved the council.
Even with the Citadel back in my control.
Love that moment, man. Normandy, SR1, rest in peace. So many rest in pieces happening.
But the costs were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned both great leaders in their own right, Anderson didn't want the job.
Okay, I don't know if anyone had this, but whenever I did this comic on PC with the original version, it never remembered who I picked for some reason. It would always ask me there, did I pick Udina or Anderson, even if I imported and chose Anderson already. So, but they fixed that, which again I would have expected from this Legendary Edition. Really good.
And if they were all as powerful as Saga,
There's a lot of storylines that come from this battle on the Citadel, right? Where people were recovering Reaper parts and stuff. So you really feel the impact of that climactic moment in the first game, because you also encounter a lot of NPCs that were heavily affected, you know. And even the first time you go back on the Citadel, just security is so much more advanced, you know. So I really like that. It really gives weight to that first game, which again, why Average Row will always say never skip Mass Effect 1. If you've played through Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 and you feel like, oh, I want to go back in, you gotta go back all the way to the beginning, you know. And if you're definitely picking this up for the first time, play Mass Effect 1. Just do yourself a favor. Play Mass Effect 1. But here's the controversy, you know. A lot of people are like, it's a little far-fetched that we're just gonna bring back Shepard even though everything was gone, everything was dead, you know, we're just gonna just skip over it, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, well, it takes away from any future deaths that might be potentially, you know, occurring. It takes away the suspense, because it's just like, oh, if I die, I'll just get Lazarus Project again. But, you know, they make it very clear this is a one, like a single opportunity thing, once in a lifetime, you know, only one shot, and they ended up doing it successfully. And I also feel it's not important how we came back. What's important is that we did, and it sets up the narrative, you know. I do concede that yes, it probably would have been able to achieve this in a different way. You know, maybe we were shot and in a coma or something, but like they literally just destroy us and we're just brought, like, pieced back together. But and they don't just gloss over it in the sense that they mention it once and never mention again. It's even mentioned in Mass Effect 3 that Shepard always has like just small lingering doubts that she's the same, you know. But again, what do they say? What do your crewmates say? They always say it doesn't matter. Like, you are who you are, and what you've done is fought for the galaxy, and that's all that matters in the end, you know. We're gonna accept our imported face. I love that you can have this default, quote-unquote, FemShep face that they introduced in Mass Effect 3. You can now have it in Mass Effect 1 and 2, so we're gonna go with that. Absolutely love it. We are gonna be sticking with our class choice. I don't really ever change my class choice in Mass Effect 2. I don't know if anyone really does that, but I always feel like you kind of just have to stick with it. I feel like the only time you switch it is if you're playing through the game for the first time and didn't really like your choice for class in the first game and you want to switch it up. But we're gonna stick with Vanguard, because Vanguard, man, it gets crazy in Mass Effect 2 and 3. Mass Effect 1, it really just feels like adepts with guns, you know what I mean? And less biotic powers. But in Mass Effect 2 and 3, like, you really go hard. So definitely gonna stick with Vanguard. Yeah, we have L5 implants, right? Only L2s and 3s were mentioned in the previous game. And weapon specialization is very, not constricted. It's very toned down in Mass Effect 2 compared to Mass Effect 1. Like, we can literally only use the weapons our class entails. I don't know if the Legendary Edition changed that to where you can use any guns, but you're still only good with what your class is good with. But to my knowledge, Mass Effect 2, you can only use the weapons that your class has, which is, for us with Vanguard, is a shotgun and a pistol, obviously, and we also get the new weapon class in Mass Effect 2, submachine gun, which is really nice. I'll pretty much only be using the shotgun and SMG. I don't really like any of the pistols in Mass Effect 2. Honestly, the gunplay in Mass Effect 2, I don't know. Gunplay is not the best word. The weapon options in Mass Effect 2 for me is the worst. Mass Effect 3, it's the weapon customization, weapon options are the best, for sure, in my opinion. But people really didn't like the micromanaging, so Mass Effect 2 devs are like, well, you don't like micromanaging script. We're just gonna just make it so simple. The only quote-unquote upgrades you can do is by purchasing them or finding them throughout the game and throughout the levels. But other than that, you're gonna get this weapon and then this weapon and then this weapon, you know, and you can't customize it, can't add any mods or anything. That's all gonna be relegated to classes and their abilities and whatnot, and that's it. So yeah, weapons aren't really that big of a deal in Mass Effect 2. I really want to focus on the biotics more anyway. And we got the ammo training, right? We have Incendiary and Cryo. I really like both of those. I do like the other one. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, the blue one, which is like for synthetics and stuff. But again, like that used to be a weapon customization, right? But again, they've scrapped that. So now it's become a class power, which is cool.
She's reacting to outside stimuli, showing an awareness.
Oh, Wilson. You traitorous punk.
God, Miranda. I think she's waking up.
God, I'm so excited to get behind the wheel in this game. For real.
Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts.
Yeah, the cinematics, honestly, they pretty much look the same. You know, I don't want to say exactly the same. You can tell there's like a little bit of, you know, polish. You know, but it's much less striking than in Mass Effect 1, Legendary Edition. I feel like the gameplay is really where the graphical updates are gonna shine with Mass Effect 2. You're playing with this for the first time, and you know you're just like, dang, dude, Miranda's like weirdly attractive. You know, didn't see anyone that attractive in the first game. Speaking of attractive, I mentioned it in the first playthrough. I think I just really like the quote-unquote default FemShep face. I'm so glad we get to have it in these games.
There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry!
Now let's get our armor and a weapon.
Grab the pistol and armor from the locker.
Okay, I might need to speed up that look around mode, but we are going to just go and yeah, so hope it doesn't ask me that every time. Let's go ahead and level up. We do have some squad points since we played through the previous game. We are going to, I want to just pump it into this Assault Mastery because it's kind of like the blanket default skill to upgrade, right? It kind of just gives you a bunch of stuff. So I always kind of prioritize this, and I'm pretty sure once you master this, you get like a mastery skill to pump stuff into. So we'll go ahead and just pump it into that. I said pump a lot for some reason. Oh yeah, I do have to change the let's see, gameplay. No, is it controls? I think it's controls. Yeah, here we go. Camera sensitivity. Let's go high. Okay. It is still honestly really slow, but we'll just have to live with it. That's the best we can do.
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. We'll get you a clip from. Damn it! Those canisters by the door are going to blow. Keep your head down, Shepard.
Okay.
Shield is
X to
over
enter and exit cover.
Someone's hacking security trying to kill you.
I think.
Look for a thermal clip
Yeah.
for your
I
pistol.
don't know why it said circle there. We have now made the iconic switch to ammo
Looks like they set up a barricade
and
to try holding the brakes off.
infinite health, well, rechargeable health.
Look out! Keep moving. We need to get to the shop.
Yeah, this HUD is pretty much the same. I think the graphics for hit markers is a bit different, if I remember correctly, but nothing too different here.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your position.
Okay. And we got the purple now for our biotic barrier instead of blue, which now signifies shields. Ooh, taking damage here. This is veteran.
Shields have failed.
Ooh, nice. I forget that I think if you kill a Loki mech with a headshot, they explode, yeah.
Nice work, Shepard. Coast is clear.
And I do prefer the rechargeable health rather than ammo. I do like having ammo clips instead of you know, having to use metagel to heal yourself. I think it lends itself to a faster paced gameplay, combat-wise. You know what I mean? Because, you know, if you have Metagel that's on a cooldown just to heal, you know, you find yourself just hiding behind cover for way too long. Like, you still hide behind cover if you want to recharge, but it's just different when it's just different when the health is rechargeable. Oh, always dislike when it doesn't kill them all in one shot. I tried tapping L1 to quick switched back to my pistol. It didn't work because I think they've relegated the tapping L1 and R1 to weapon or ability slots, you know, ability quick slots. So, and I do like that. We are going to go ahead and explore this room just for the codex / experience.
Major organs are again functional and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity. In an effort to accelerate the process, we've moved from simple organic reconstruction of the subject to biosynthetic fusion. Initial results show
A lot of this is just optional Lazarus mumbo jumbo, but I do want to be thorough here.
The cost of this project is astronomical, over 4 billion credits so far. But nobody seems to care that we've gone over budget. I don't know where the boss gets all his money. Maybe it's better not to know.
Yeah, this kind of like plants the seed. Ooh, maybe Wilson has some ulterior motives here. Okay. Keep it rolling here. See more people die. What do you want me to do, man? Oh, there's nothing I can do now. Okay, more Wilson speech. Just gonna go ahead and keep it moving. Oh, everyone's favorite character. It's Jacob Taylor. Probably should be taking cover. Let's see how fast it recharges. See, that's still not bad. That's not bad at all.
What are you doing here? I thought you were still a work in progress.
I just woke up. You probably know more than I do.
Right, sorry about that. I'm Jacob Taylor.
I was to make sure I avoid a Jacob romance. Like the plague, now that I'm a FemShep.
Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
What's with the mechs?
Security. Usually they fight for us. Somebody must have hacked them. That should be impossible, unless you've got access.
Like
Gotta
Wilson.
Get you out of here, Shepard.
It's your station, Jacob. I'll follow you.
First step, let's finish off these metal bastards. We're low on thermal clips.
This is where it teaches us to
Just give the order when
use
you want me
squad
to hit 'em with
powers.
the good stuff.
Select pull, yep. Functions just like the previous game.
Falling back.
Alright, I need some answers.
Ready to get the hell off this station?
Before we go anywhere, I need some answers.
Sure. What do you want to know?
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me. How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad. When I first saw you, you were nothing but meat and tubes. Anywhere else, they'd have put you in a coffin. But Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
Okay, cutting edge, what?
Cybernetics?
I don't know the details. You'd have to ask the scientists. But I'm pretty sure you're not a clone. They wanted to bring you back exactly as
That's
you were.
saved for the clone Shepard run.
You just might have a few extra bits and pieces now.
See, they really just want you to just, look, it's not a plot point. You are who you are. We're not gonna, you know, have like some twist where you're not the real Shepard or something. It's really you.
What can you tell me about the project? Were there other test subjects?
Project Lazarus only had one subject.
Yep, just
Even
bring
that
him
was a
back you.
challenge.
That's it.
2 years. All the top scientists.
Where are my
All I
friends?
remember is the Normandy blowing up. Did anyone else make it?
Just about everybody survived. A few servicemen from the lower decks didn't get out. Navigator Presley was killed by an explosion. But everyone else, including the non-Alliance crew, the Asari, Liara, and the Quarian, They all made it out alive.
Do you know what any of them are doing now?
I don't know, Commander. It's been 2 years. They've moved on. Left the Alliance. Could be anywhere.
They were my team. If they knew I was alive, they'd come back.
Maybe you can track them down after we get off the station. If we get off the station.
Do you know anything about this attack? Who's behind it, what they're after?
Dan
Absolutely not.
Bunch of I'm guessing it had to be an inside job. You'd need top security access to hack all the mechs.
When I first woke up, someone named Miranda was talking to me over the radio.
Miranda Lawson is the station's ranking officer. She led the Lazarus team. It was her job to bring you back to life, no matter what. Should have guessed she'd try to save you. She's not about to give up on you now. You said you lost contact. Could you tell what was happening?
There was some gunfire and an explosion right before I lost her.
She knows how to take care of herself. But I hope she's okay.
What's your job here?
Depends on who you ask. Technically, I'm Miranda's top lieutenant. But I'm just a soldier.
That's literally it. He's just a soldier.
In the Alliance before
Like,
that.
that's literally it.
Now
That
I'm in
is
charge of the
Jacob Taylor.
station's
He's
security.
just a
Usually a lot more
soldier.
dull than this.
Nothing more
Normally, I don't
interesting
fire
than
my
that.
gun unless it's target practice.
What's the quickest
Depends
way?
where the mechs are thickest.
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still?
Wilson, this is Jacob. I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell?
He's like, dang it.
Never mind. You need to get her out
She's alive. What the heck?
of the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
Let's get out of here.
You bet. We can get into the service tunnels through this door.
Okay. Did it tell us how to reload yet? Alright, it's just square.
We've been spotted.
I
Damn it.
think I missed a side room. I could just be making that up, but I feel like we missed one.
I'm doing the best I can.
I just remember there being 2 side rooms to get to before you meet up with Jacob, but I could be completely wrong. I'm not too worried. It's just the intro level. There's not much good stuff here anyway.
Wilson, where are you?
Server room B! Hurry! They're out of control!
Up those stairs, Shepard.
Going. Here's a side room. Yeah, maybe I'm just imagining things.
Subject is complete, but we still
There's
need to
no
evaluate
goodies in there though.
Shepard, down here! Bastards got me in the leg!
You were there the first time I regained consciousness.
Yeah, that was me.
God, the armor looks so clean. I'm so glad that we get the
Talk about
iconic
this after we fix my leg.
N7 armor
Should be some
back,
Medi-gel in
and
the
we
first
don't have
aid
to leave
station
it
on the
ever.
wall.
You know what I
There's enough
mean?
to get 'em up
The
and
Mass
moving.
Effect 1, like you just
Grab the
pretty much
Medi-gel
scrap
from the
it
first
within
aid
the
station
first
on
few
the
hours
wall.
of gameplay because you get a different armor piece. Where is it? Oh, right here. So Unity and Medi-gel were just combined now.
Thanks, Shepard.
I think Unity, it still
Never thought you'd save my
resurrects
life.
teammates, but it also heals
Guess
as
that
well.
makes us even now. I thought maybe I could shut down the security mechs, but whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't ask what you were doing. Why do you even have security mech clearance? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you listening? I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot.
Yeah, he's like trying too hard to cover himself, give himself an alias.
You're all strangers to me. Let's get someplace safe and then we'll sort out whose fault it is.
Right, Shepard. We need to find Miranda. We can't leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she's...
Miranda can handle a few
Bunch of
mechs.
mechs won't
Yeah.
drop Miranda. She's alive.
Then where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only 2 possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
Then why did she wake me up and warn me about the attack?
Okay, maybe she's not...
He's like, okay, I guess not, but we still have to go. Don't suspect me.
The shuttle bay.
Freaking Wilson, man.
We can overload the canisters to clear them.
This is your only use in the game.
Shuttles. That's it. Let's get out of here.
Let's skedaddle.
Okay, we took him down. But this is getting tense. Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
We won't make it if she...
Shut up, Wilson.
If you want to piss off the boss, it's your ass, Jacob.
The Lazarus Project. The program that rebuilt you. It's funded and controlled by Cerberus.
Dun dun dun.
I think I ran into Cerberus a few times while I was investigating Saren. Some kind of pro-human splinter group, right?
Well, that's what the Alliance wants people to believe. But there's more to it. The Alliance declared you dead. They gave up. Cerberus spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd be suspicious too. But right now, we have to work together. Once we're off the station, I'll take you to the Elusive Man. He'll explain everything.
Elusive Man?
Elusive Man. Is he in charge of all this?
Yeah, that's not his real name, of course. Nobody knows who he really is.
It was a code name the Alliance used for him.
I remember playing through. I thought the Elusive Man was a shadow broker, just because it kind of fit. But I feel like having two fake names would be a little too edgy.
I don't care what they did or what you say. I am not working with terrorists.
You can tell it to the boss, but after we've saved our butts.
Was this door? Can we go through here? I didn't walk up to it. It doesn't have the green thing. Yeah, okay. Okay. Making our way through. This is the where we just have to go. This isn't a side room. I don't know why I'm so concerned with the side rooms, but it's just my nature when playing this game, and just any game really. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. Go up this way. Oh, goodness. I forgot these are all jumbled up here. I need... Oh, I shot right in between them. Am I gonna die on the tutorial? Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. Oh, we can't use it to heal. Oh, wait, we have our powers right now. What the heck? Does this give me... Or is that Mass Effect 3? I remember in one of them, like, the charge ability gives me shields back if I use it. It is not this game. Dang it. You know, I could easily just cut that out and pretend like this is my first time in this room. You guys wouldn't know. You know, oh, he just cut to this part because he's trying to cut down on downtime. But no, I'm going to keep it in. I'm transparent. Yeah, yeah, Mass Effect 2 veteran my ass. You died on the tutorial level. And I'm doing the same exact thing I literally just did that got me killed. Come on now. See, why aren't they coming out? Okay, let me at least have this ready and not just run right into them. Or not miss. But I missed anyway. But we eventually got there. We got there. And they're all dead. Except for those. But we're gonna go here first. Jeez. Again, better in difficulty. I always love these. Said no one ever. Okay, finally frickin' did it. Jeez. 2,400 credits, I'll take it. Like, my team was just, killing all the mechs for me, so thank you, team. Man, I gotta get my head in the game. Feels weird, like, just died on the tutorial and just failed that wall safe twice, but this is the end of it.
We're almost at the...
Just a little hiccup.
But you were...
Dead.
Dead?
What the hell are you doing?
My job. Wilson betrayed us all.
Even if you're sure, did he deserve that welcome?
He sabotaged the security systems, killed my staff, and he would have killed us.
You sure about that, Miranda? We've known Wilson for years. What if you're wrong?
I'm never wrong. I thought you'd have learnt that by now, Jacob.
If you say so. What's our next step?
We get on the shuttle and go. My boss wants to speak to you.
You mean the Elusive Man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better.
I always love it. She's like, figures, this guy, this goody two-shoes.
Well, since we're getting everything out in the open, is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
Sure,
You're the Lazarus Project's director, aren't you?
That's right. I put 2 years of my life into this project.
2-year time skip.
What does Cerberus want from me?
Maybe you should ask the Elusive Man when you meet him. He poured virtually unlimited resources into Lazarus.
Like, she doesn't strike you as too likable when you're playing through the first time. but you still get a sense that she's kind of just doing her job. It's not because she's naturally a bad person. At least that's kind of the impression I got, you know what I mean?
Convenient that you show up as we're leaving. Where were you during the attack?
Besides trying to save your life, Wilson figured out I was helping you and he sent an army of mechs to take me out. I got here as soon as I could. Probably a little too soon if you ask Wilson.
Condescendingly looks down on him.
What about the rest of the people on the station?
This is the evac area. If they're not here now, they're not coming.
We can't leave without knowing for sure. We need to go back and look.
Don't you get it? The only one worth saving is you. Everyone else is expendable.
She's right. We all knew the risks when we signed up. Without you, there's no point to any of this.
Where are we going?
Another Cerberus facility. The elusive man is waiting for you there.
I'm not sure I trust you.
This is the only shuttle off the station. You want to stay and rot with the mechs? Be my guest.
They wouldn't actually leave us.
I've had enough
but
of this
it
station
doesn't
to
matter.
last a lifetime.
Or two, in your case. Come on.
Okay. That is the intro level done. Go ahead and talk to the elusive man now. Oh yeah, they could like not interrogate us,
Before
but they
you meet with the elusive man,
ask us questions
to evaluate your condition.
and
Miranda, more
review the
tests.
previous game.
Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
Did you say 2 years? I've been gone that long?
2 years.
Oh, I forgot I don't like
Days.
picking that because it makes no
You
sense
were
why
on
she
the
would say that
operating
there.
table for most of it.
Like it's been the 2-year time skip has been mentioned like 2 or 3 times at this point. But
Start
like
with
she's
personal
all of a
history.
sudden just like, wait,
Okay.
what?
Records show you grew up on Earth. Tough environment, no parents. You enlisted and won a medal fighting Batarians during the Skillian Blitz. Do you remember that?
So war hero background
A lot of lives depended
and
on me holding
Earthborn
that
background
position.
touched on there.
I did what I had to.
However you want to put it, it was damn impressive. I had friends who were there. Satisfied, Miranda?
Almost. Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Lieutenant Caden Alenko was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave him behind?
I left a friend to die that day and I didn't do it casually. But I had to save as many people as I could. Caden gave his life for the rest of the team. Without him, I couldn't have stopped Saren. He died a hero.
I understand, Commander, and I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda. Enough with the quizzes. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the elusive man accepts our little field test as evidence enough. The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
Okay. I don't think you can talk to them here.
I wouldn't keep the
Yeah.
elusive man
You have
waiting.
to talk to him first.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
Okay. Do you want to look at this just to get this out of the way? Oh, we don't have, interesting. I would have thought that we would have had, like, the DLC armor available. Not that I would have used it, but I always remember having, like, the blood armor, you know? Like, the one that looks like a knight, a medieval knight. Don't ever really like having the helmet on. Yeah, all this is the same. I like just keeping the default colors for the majority of my playthrough, you know, so you can really grow attached to the iconic armor, you know, because you only have it for a moment in the first game, so. Casual appearance. Ooh, we got our N7. See, we have this, which is DLC. See, and then this is from the DLC as well. Can I just... Okay. I always like having this outfit on if I'm a FemShep, so we'll go ahead and apply that. Kind of sets me apart from the rest of my crew as well. Okay, let's go ahead and head on down to talk to the elusive man. I never really liked his theme. I always found his theme kind of aggravating, and I think it's less of it being a bad piece of music, which it's not, and it's more of just I associate it with this guy, which I dislike.
Commander Shepard.
Elusive man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
Unnecessary precaution. Not unusual for...
Don't even meet up in person. Don't even stand up when talking to me. You would not be here if it wasn't for me, friend, but you're not showing me much respect. So that's like really the first indication that this guy just really doesn't care about you, honestly.
You might be the
He cares about as much as you can help him, but he doesn't really care about you personally. Doesn't care about respecting you or whatever.
Humanity is up against the
Like he plays like he's the nice guy, he's the good guy, he's your friend, right? But we all know this guy is just a snake.
You need to earn the right to ask me those kinds of questions.
Cerberus isn't as evil as you believe. You and I are on the same side. We just have different methods.
Cut to the chase. What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies. We believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and the Geth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
Okay, we'll go through all these.
Seem like Cerberus. Why are you involved?
We're committed to the advancement and preservation.
Yeah, they care about humans, that's it.
If we wait for politicians or the Alliance to act, no more human colonies will be left. They suffered substantial losses fighting.
Alliance, yeah, Alliance isn't in the best shape right now.
Blaming the abductions on mercs and pirates is easier and more convenient.
Sovereign was trying to harvest all life in the galaxy. Why would the Reapers target a few human colonies?
Hundreds of thousands of colonists have vanished.
And if I remember correctly, it's because the Reapers are trying to improve. They're trying to create a new type of Reaper based on humans. You know, since humans were the reason why they failed to continue this cycle, however momentarily, in the previous game. So they're like, you know what, maybe it's time for an upgrade so we can make sure this doesn't happen again. Oh, I don't like when they switch around. Which ones did I do? I think this is the only one I haven't done yet.
You could have trained an entire army for what you spent to bring me back.
You're unique. Not just in ability or what you've experienced, but in what you represent. You stood for humanity at a key moment. You're more than a soldier. You're a symbol.
He's right there.
I don't know if the Reapers understand fear, but you killed one. They have to respect that.
He's right there, pretty much, because I do feel like they did... Even if respect's not the right word, they didn't just say, oh, it is just a fluke. You know? They're taking it seriously.
If what you say is true, if the Reapers are behind this, I'd consider helping you.
I'd be disappointed if you accepted any of this without seeing for yourself. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda...
Here we see Tali.
Miranda killed Wilson in cold blood. Jacob's just a gun for hire. You expect me to trust them?
I do feel like it would make sense for Shepard to just not be very... Even a Paragon Shepard. You know, these people, as far as she's concerned, are the enemy. You know, they caused us a lot of problems, Cerberus, in the first game.
He's never fully trusted me, but he's always been honest about it. You'll be just fine with them. For now.
Is this a volunteer job, or am I being volunteered?
You always have a choice, Shepard. If you don't find the evidence we're both looking for, we can part ways. But first, go to Freedom's Progress. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back.
The Collectors, and yes. Alright. That's that. I always thought it was an interesting choice, making it the perspective where we're the hologram instead of the elusive man. I don't know if that was just so they could show off the cool graphics of his lair, or if it was kind of just to emphasize like his power and control over you, where he's the one that's real in that cutscene and you're viewed as the hologram. You know, I don't know, but I always liked that interaction as a first interaction with elusive man. I feel like it served its purpose well. Now we just talked to Miranda. I think there are some Paragon points to be had here.
The elusive man is very impressed with you. I'm eager to see if you can live up to his expectations on this mission.
I never got a chance to say how much I appreciated what the Lazarus Project did for me.
I just hope it was worth it. A lot of people lost their lives on that station.
You don't have to be so
Your attitude is
bitchy, Miranda.
I have the utmost respect for your abilities, Shepard. It's your motivations that concern me. I believe in what Cerberus stands for. Only time will tell if you prove to be an asset or a liability to our cause.
I'd like to know more about the Lazarus Project from the person in charge.
I wasn't in charge. The elusive man was. If I was running the show, would have done a few things differently.
What would you have changed?
To start, I would have implanted you with some type of control chip. But the elusive man wouldn't allow it. He was afraid it might affect your personality, alter your character somehow. He wouldn't let us do anything that might limit your potential in any way.
Can't say I like the idea of being brought back to life with a control chip in my brain.
The elusive man is taking an incredible risk with you. I just hope his gamble pays off.
It does, but not for him in the long run.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Worried about my qualifications? I can crush a mech with my biotics or shoot its head off at 100 yards. Take your pick.
I was trying to get to know you as a human being.
I'm not looking for a friend, Shepard. Stay focused on the mission.
What can you tell me about this colony we're going to?
Freedom's Progress? It's a typical human settlement in the Terminus systems. They had a small military force for protection.
Yeah, we will be spending most of our time in the Terminus systems in this game, which were only mentioned in the previous game, which I thought was a really cool approach to the sequel. You know, they could have had us go back to, you know, similar levels and just write the narrative around that, but they really wanted to make this galaxy feel as big as possible so that by the time you reach Mass Effect 3, you've been, you know, to various corners of the galaxy and you're trying to save it. You know, you feel that connection to it.
Any thoughts on what we might run into there?
A lot of empty buildings and one giant mystery.
It's obvious you're not interested in talking.
We've got an assignment. We can talk about it or we can do it.
We did get Paragon there, which is good.
I'm glad.
All right, Jacob. It's honestly involuntary and unintentional, but every time I approach Kaidan or Jacob, I just let out a sigh, because just like I'm just not really interested in talking to this person. Again, they're great guys, but just not very interesting.
I just want to find out what happened to those missing people. I still don't trust Cerberus.
Noted. Do you trust me, Commander?
I think it makes more sense to say I'm not sure, but I think you get Paragon for saying
You're a good
yes.
man, Jacob, but you might be working for the wrong people.
Maybe. But I thought the same when I was with the Alliance. That's why I'm here now.
You said you served in the Alliance.
5 years in total. Stationed all over the galaxy. Even spent a couple of years as a Corsair.
I've never heard of the Corsair.
It doesn't matter.
It was an Alliance initiative.
They're mentioned this one single time, and that's it. I'm sorry, Jacob. It doesn't count as a backstory.
If we ever got caught, they could disavow.
He's an ex-Alliance soldier that joined Cerberus because he didn't like how the Alliance was handling things. That's it. That's his backstory.
I finally just gave up. I guess I just got tired of never making a difference.
Wanted to make a difference.
I thought things
Cerberus was making that difference.
Cerberus is different. When colonies go missing, we don't commission a team to write a report to figure out what the hell to do about it.
Do you know anything about this colony we're going to?
It's called Freedom's Progress. Don't know much else. I guess we'll find.
And he doesn't even have any insight on the place we're going to.
That's
okay,
all for
Jacob.
now.
Yes.
All right, Jacob. All right, for Paragon. Okay. Well, guys, that is what I call the end of the tutorial, the end of the introduction to Mass Effect 2. As soon as we walk through these doors in front of us, we are going to Freedom's Progress, the first true level of this game where we control our teammates and fight enemies and whatnot. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. This may be a bit of a shorter episode once I'm done editing it, but I just feel like this is a really good stopping point. Next episode, we will be tackling Freedom's Progress, meeting up with Tali, and exploring the Normandy, as well as maybe doing other things if we have the time. But But yeah, really excited. It feels so good to be in Mass Effect 2. This game just steps it up to another level from the previous version, and it's in its ultimate form, the Legendary Edition. So could not be more excited. That's all I got. I cannot wait, guys. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.